We would like to start this event with a brief intro from Madhu, like always. And there we go.
Hello everyone. I'm delighted to extend a warm greeting to all the innovation leaders, startups and investors who are joining us today for EthAum Venture Partners Corporate Innovation Demo Day. We call it a Corporate Innovation Demo Day for a reason, since in today's event, our startups will be focusing on attracting pilots and co-GTM opportunities with the attending innovation leaders, channel partners and system integrators. Just to introduce myself, I'm Madhu Khandelwal, Managing Partner at EthAum. EthAum is a deep tech revenue accelerator based in Singapore with a portfolio of over 100 B2B and global startups. We are grateful to numerous government agencies, industry associations, channel partners, mentors from Fortune 500 companies, and venture partners who help us to strengthen the ecosystem. Today, 12 deep tech startups who were accepted into the Zero-Based Revenue Scalar July 2023 cohort will be presented. We conduct this program with the sole purpose of securing enterprise pilots, and our sales partners, resellers, and system integrators have consistently supported us in this endeavor. EthAum and its startups put in a lot of effort throughout the program to improve the GTM, acquire customers, fortify the pipeline, and increase the MRR. The startups that are being showcased come from a variety of countries and industries, including BFSI, robotics, food tech, sustainability, and real estate. You will watch the pre-recorded video pitches for 4 minutes before asking 1 or 2 questions. If you wish to look into co-GTM or pilot opportunities with the startups, please set up a deep dive. We also have very amazing jury that is varied and has a lot of experience in innovation space. The jury will rate startups according to a number of criteria and provide feedback at the end of the event. I hope you have fun at the event and fall in love with founders' passion and innovative solutions. I'll now ask Pankaj to move the event along. Once again, thanks a lot for joining the event and supporting us today.
Thanks, Madhu, for this energetic start. Now it's time for us esteemed jury to introduce themselves. May I request David to do a brief introduction?
Sure.
Hello,
Thank
everyone.
You so much.
Oh, which David? There are 2 Davids.
Yeah, there's a couple of Davids.
David Ong.
Maybe I'll start first then.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is David. I run a company, management consulting company for the past few years, actually 17 years to be exact. Did some quite a fair bit of startup mentoring work in San Francisco, as well as this part of the world. So very happy to hear what's in store today.
Fantastic. Cheers. Thanks a lot, David. Really appreciate your time today. Alexander Press, please brief intro.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alex Press. I'm for the last 5 years with Sanofi in life science. Before that, 16 years in Procter & Gamble career across manufacturing, supply, digital, and right now leading CIO strategy, performance, and modernization for Sanofi.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Alex. Govindaraj.
Hi, Pankaj. Thanks for having me here. Looking forward to an exciting session. A little bit about self. I'm now with Vodafone Idea Limited in India, which is we go by the brand name V. Been here for 12 years. Worked on cross-section of areas like IoT, mobility, analytics, etc., largely in the Indian space, along with startups. And prior to that, I dabbled a bit on my own startup and worked on a few startups. So looking forward to an energetic session. Thank you.
Fantastic. Really appreciate it, Govindaraj. Alex from Intema.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me here. I'm Chief Investment Officer and co-founder of Intema. I have about 15 years of experience in venture capital and private equity. Before that, I was in consulting. The Intema is a deep tech VC fund and accelerator. So our key asset is our expert board. We managed to gather a quite unique expert board consisting of more than 50 experts from top tech companies, R&D functions. And these expert board, they usually help us to filter good companies and help to develop the companies while the companies in our portfolio. Good to be here, and thank you.
Appreciate it, Alex. May I request Amit to do an intro, please?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Pankaj, for inviting me. So Amit Parekh, based out of Singapore, over 2 decades of experience in the financial services, fintech space on the vendor side. Been a venture investor advisor for the last 8 odd years. Currently head revenue for a AI MLOps all data player called Eureka AI.
Fantastic. Really appreciate it. Shishir?
Hi, folks. So this is Shishir Saxena here. I'm a revenue leader with Axion Labs. Currently in Singapore, shuttle between KL, Singapore, and Bangalore quite often for my remit. So I do 2 things for the company. I run their consumer goods, retail, and logistics practice, and also all the solutioning work for the APAC region. Been an advisor to startups, especially in the AI space for a while, and have had experience in consulting in the US, Central Europe before moving to the Asia Pacific region. It's good to be here.
Thanks a lot, Shishir. May I request Mustafa to do an intro, please?
Hi, everyone. My name is Mustafa Rashid, and I've been in the startup ecosystem for about 10 or 11 years now, with organizations like Enterprise Singapore, ING Bank, and KPMG. Last year, I decided to go rogue and start my own advisory business. That's what keeps me busy most of the time, and I'm looking forward to seeing some awesome startups today. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Mustafa. Marlene?
Hi, everyone. My name is Marlene, and my background is in high tech and in reviewing products and startups and innovation, mainly in the cybersecurity area. And I'm very excited to be here and review your projects today. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Marlene. Jatin? A brief intro, please.
Hi, guys. So I'm currently heading the digital transformation vertical at Shebang. So I mostly look into the digital transformation divisions. How do you build those solutions, the MarTech implementations in the businesses? And I've been doing this for past 8 years, been at TCS, now at Shebang. And looking forward to, how these startups are sort of presenting their ideas and what we can get out of it.
Thanks a lot, Jatin. Appreciate it. Leongsi?
Hi, my name is Leongsi. So my company is based in Hong Kong, but I'm usually based in Switzerland. So I'm based out of Switzerland. Our company is doing investor relations. So we are boutique advisory, doing investor relations, partnership, and joint ventures from the east to the west and west from the east. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Sweta Tiwari?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Pankaj and team, for inviting me. Truly a pleasure to be sharing the dais or the screen here with all of you. Quick background on myself, been in the industry for more than about 11, 12 years, twice an entrepreneur, but decided to be on the other side. So the rest of the journey continues to be an ecosystem enabler. Currently, I work with Alteria Capital. We are a venture debt fund, rather India's largest venture debt fund. And I continue to run corporate accelerators and corporate innovation programs here at the fund as well. Had the opportunity to work with about 40 to 45 corporates and run innovation programs for them. Today, I'm here to see what are the new kind of technologies that are emerging or the solutions that are here to be presented. Thank you again.
Again, thanks to all the jury members. We really appreciate your time today, and I'm sure that we are going to have very interesting questions for the startups today. Jurors, please don't forget to score startups after their pitch. You will also provide your final take at the end of the pitches, and then you will be providing a final key takeaway about 1 or 2 startups that stood out for you at the end of the event. Please have jury with your name so that the audience is able to figure out that, hey, these are the jury members. Now, before diving into the pitches, I would love to
missed me out.
Housekeeping rules. Sure. Yes, I missed you. Sorry. Please go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So my name is Siddharth Khetan. I am a finance professional with about 24 years of work ex. Worked in different sectors from telecom, retail, e-commerce, and currently with an FMCG. Work with a private equity fund as part of their portfolio company as a CFO. Been into operations and been into strategy very much through. So look forward to the event. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Pankaj, you missed me as well.
Sorry, who is this? Akash, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. So hi, everyone. My name is Akash Chandrakar. I'm the principal partner at India Accelerator. We have been supporting more than 200 startups as of right now and funded for about 150 odd startups. Primarily, we are focused in from India basically, but we are a global funded house wherein with a investor batch of nearly about 1,800 odd investors across the globe. And I'm personally, if you ask about me, I'm a mentor advisor as an investor for about startups into the D2C, B2B SaaS, agri-tech, health tech, and fintech space. So that's kind of a bit brief about me. Happy to know more about the startup from here.
Thanks a lot,
for inviting
sir.
again, Pankaj.
Now to move forward, I'll share some housekeeping rules. Please keep yourself muted throughout the event. Unmute yourself when it is needed. Use the chat section, Zoom chat section for Q&A only. Please don't spam it. If you are a service provider and want to share more about your services, then we'll give you a few minutes in the end to talk about your services. If you want to raise hand, ask questions, please use emojis in the Zoom section, right? Now it's time to start. Our first presentation is from Boatmate, which is a USA Turkey-based startup digitizing the marine industry. And here we go in a moment.
And invest with age of the
The jury will rate startups according to a number of
today's digital world. Think voters when they need product or services like technical support, marinas, or spare parts. Finding reliable options is always challenging. Voters often rely on word of mouth and struggle to connect with businesses. This is because marine businesses have limited digital presence and they are still at an early stage of digitization. Therefore, the industry needs to be redesigned and must match with today's digital world. To address this challenge and transform the industry, we developed Boatmate. Boatmate is a pioneering marine tech hub empowering businesses with digitization, enhancing customer experience and streamlining sales. This is how the very first version of the platform looks like. From a business perspective, Boatmate serves as a digitization hub, offering turnkey solutions for online sales and improved customer experiences. For boaters, Boatmate is the ultimate one-stop platform for working with reliable marine businesses. Boaters can use the Boatmate platform to search, connect, and collaborate with marine businesses, preventing them from getting lost in a vast digital landscape. So now let's explore the market. The US and Europe represent 90% of the global market, with over 20 million boats and over 140 million active boaters. The industry's economic impact in the US alone is more than $230 billion, according to EMEA's reports. So while it is untapped market, Boatyard is our main competitor. We believe that our unique business model and scalability set us apart. To enter into the market effectively and achieve a snowball effect on the growth, we also developed Boatmate Business Hub solution. This solution empowers key players in the market, such as marinas, boat dealers, insurance firms, to offer a comprehensive yachting experience to their customers. For example, think marinas. Marinas can create a business hub, inviting their partners worldwide to join. Marinas can provide all the needs of its customers by leveraging the power of a trusted partner network. This approach transforms these key players and makes them become a yachting experience company. It unlocks new revenue stream for them, also boosts Boatmate's global expansion by helping us acquire boaters and businesses. About the achievement that we have made so far, after securing our very first VC investment at the idea stage, we have received more than 250 marine business registration and over 1,300 boater signups for testing. We have forged strategic partnership and entered accelerator programs in the US and Singapore. Our business model relies on subscription and commissions from marine businesses. We aim to achieve $100 million turnover in 3 years. So meet the team behind the Boatmate. We are two co-founders. Asim leads the technical aspect and I drive business development. With over 15 years of experience for each, we are also backed by a renowned team, globally recognized advisors, and investors. So we believe BoatMate is set to disrupt and redesign the recreational boating industry worldwide. We are looking for visionary and passionate investors that look for disruptive business models. Invest in BoatMate to make history in the recreational boating industry. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have Murad on the call to answer your questions.
Hello, welcome everybody.
Yeah. Do we have questions for Murad?
This is Shishir here. I'll just maybe start off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murad, the question here is currently, if they were not to use a service like yours, isn't this largely driven by the vicinity or the proximity where these boat owners or operators operate? So it's a very relationship driven micro market kind of a thing. How are you looking to compete against those local relationships, which are very much proximity driven, etc.? Or are you complementing that?
Yeah, correct. Very good question. So normally people rely on each other's references. I mean, when you need something, you call your friends. This is how the industry is going. But boaters, or from a boater side, from a consumer side, there is an expectation for digital tools because everybody get used to use their mobile phone or some web tools in order to order something. But when it comes to boating, you are living in maybe 10, 15 years behind. So this is a request that's coming from a consumer perspective. That's why companies need to adapt this. And we don't say that we are a marketplace. We mainly try to digitize those companies because companies wants to go digital to provide a better customer experience. However, some of them doesn't know where to start. They are afraid of software cost kind of things. We make it easier. We help them to easily digitize, and our business model is also structured based on this approach. I mean, we are a marine business friendly company, and we have the business model that supports these thesis as well.
We can take one more question, and you may be seeing poll on your screen. Please vote for BoatMate. Next question, please.
Yeah, can you hear me? This is Govind here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, fascinating market you're in. Just a question on the goal of 100 million in 3 years. 100 million, what would that be as a pie of the market? What's the market share at 100 million in 3 years?
It is not easy to say as a percentage, but $100 million turnover is designed, is forecasted with some different perspective. One of them is by targeting only 0.5% by targeting 0.5% of the global boaters, which is equals to 200,000 boaters. And with that approach, by calculating some spending behaviors, such as starting from $50 per month, and it goes up to $100 per month. With that approach, we've seen that $100 million turnover is realistic, and also our competitor has passed this turnover in 2 to 3 years. So from other perspective, the forecast is also corrected.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, it's time to move to the next presentation, which is Zero Circle. It is a USA, India-based startup, which is providing green financing to the small and medium businesses.
Recreational boating industry. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Hemant Seri, and I'm the founder of Zero Circle. We are a climate fintech startup that's on a mission to unlock sustainable financing for small and medium businesses by creating a marketplace for green loans. Today, there are over $60 trillion of assets under management in various forms of loans and pension funds that will have to be transformed to sustainable or green assets over the next 10 to 20 years to meet some of the net zero commitments. In addition to that, many small and medium businesses do not have an easy way to access and qualify for these green loans. Most tier 1 banks have green bond programs to finance $50 to $100 million energy projects. And there are various microfinancing programs for farmers in developing nations to support sustainable transition. But there are no viable options for a small business like an independent truck driver who's trying to decarbonize his 10-truck fleet. The process today is complex, expensive, and non-standard. The market for this is huge. A recent report from McKinsey stated that $3.5 trillion of new investments are required every year to meet some of our net zero commitments. And today, sustainable funds only account for 4% of the global fund market. We have a long way to go, and every business must get started today. This is where ZeroCircle can help. We are an innovative marketplace connecting businesses and lenders to access and deploy green loans. Our AI-powered marketplace helps businesses qualify for green loans by creating a comprehensive lender-focused sustainability profile. We then align and connect businesses with relevant lenders based on lender-specific impact and sustainability criteria. Once the loan has been issued, we partner with the business to monitor their ongoing sustainability-related milestones and covenants identified by the loan. By creating the lending tree for green finance, we can unlock new opportunities, increase returns, and reduce risk for both the lenders and the organization. We have developed a proprietary multi-stage framework that combines data, analytics, and AI to automate the sustainability assessment for mid-sized organizations. This will help the organization very quickly set up their lender-specific impact performance scorecard to help them pre-qualify for green loans on the marketplace. The platform today is live for SMBs to build their sustainability profile, and we plan to launch the marketplace in the next 3 months. Here's an example of an impact performance scorecard generated by the platform. At the top, you'll find the company information, including their credit and risk scores, as well as their KYC and diverse entity assessment. Beneath this, you'll see the organization's financial performance for the project. Additionally, the organization provides sustainable KPIs, which are a simplified version of the green bond requirements used by many large financial institutions. Finally, any material disclosures and policies provided by the company will also be included. We currently support GRI, SASB, and SDG sustainability reporting frameworks using our AI capabilities. This information is combined to create the impact performance scorecard for this organization on behalf of a specific lender. Depending on the lender's requirements, different scorecards are generated for each lender to pre-qualify them for the lender's viability on the marketplace. We have had strong traction across the entire assessment lifecycle since we launched at the start of the year. We have multiple pilots underway, 2 RFPs, and discussions with several financial institutions to partner with during the launch of the marketplace. We're currently also helping qualify about $10 million in green loans using our platform. We also have the right team to make this a success. With over 20 years of experience, I have developed enterprise-grade solutions focused on financial services, supply chains, and sustainability. My partners, Ambi and Rahul, are entrepreneurs and have successfully scaled products to $100 million in revenue for small and mid-sized businesses during their careers. My previous role as Chief Product Officer for the Risk and Compliance Organization at Dun & Bradstreet inspired me to launch ZeroCircle. We aim to incorporate the same compliance frameworks used by numerous organizations today into the green loan programs and accelerate a sustainable transformation to a net zero world. Thank you for your time, and please reach out if you have any questions.
Okay, do we have questions for Hemant from ZeroCircle? Green finance, lending.
Yeah.
Alex, go ahead.
Hemant, just wanted to know, can you please elaborate a bit on the AI power profile assessment? So as far as I understand, you use AI for scoring, so maybe you can tell more on how this works.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Alex. So basically what we use our AI capability is to create very quickly the baseline assessment of sustainability for these companies. The challenge with private organizations, they does not really exist pre-existing data sets and pre-existing capabilities to figure out, what kind of activities they're doing around their sustainability activities, goals, and reporting. So we use that very quickly to build out your baseline profile, and from there we identify, which direction you want to take and how to kind of structure the loan requirements based on that baseline assessment. Today, most of that capability works usually as a consulting engagement or very large kind of enterprise-grade platforms, which many small businesses cannot use today.
Okay, probably one more question.
Can I ask?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Monica. So I just wanted to find out, like you said, small size and medium size companies, and you mentioned their ESG rating. But as far as I know, that those small, medium sized businesses, ESG rating information is not available, at least publicly.
Yep.
So how are you managing that kind of? What are you doing to manage that kind of information?
So, and that's the kind of nuance there, right? We're not building a ratings system. We're building a qualification system, right? Which means that we are basically based on the information they're provided and the various data information that we've collected as part of this process. We will essentially qualify them for the loan. So we are not necessarily telling you whether you're good or bad on ESG, which is what a rating system does. All we're saying is this is the best provider that can meet your loan requirements that you are looking for.
So are you looking at some kind of ESG rating for these companies as a qualification?
So just by way of background, I came from Dun & Bradstreet. I actually built the ESG ratings in Dun & Bradstreet using DNB's data. So we have a data set that I can actually leverage if we need to. That is the largest data set today. There are smaller companies we could leverage, but I would look to leverage that, but it's not mainstream yet. So I don't expect that to be the qualification driver for any kind of programs today.
Okay,
Let's take the last.
In one of your slides, it's saying that you have ESG criteria also. That's why I was asking. You have mentioned in a slide. Maybe it's not clear.
So Monica, let's take that question offline. But there's a question from Marlene, the jury member. So Marlene, could you please ask the question?
Yes, thank you. Great presentation. What is the average expected size of the loan for an SMB? And how do you monetize on the service? Would it be in an intake and a loan initiation fee or something of that nature?
Yeah, so the average size of the loan we're looking at is anywhere between $50,000 for the small size and $10 million for the large side. And the way we are looking to monetize it, there's a platform fee for the organization to get through the qualification process, as well as do ongoing monitoring, and a transaction fee with the financial institution based on the success of the loan.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Hemant and Marlene. If you have more questions, please use chat section, because we will have to move on to the next presentation, which is InStoried, which is USA and India-based startup which built Kathy.ai to help marketing leaders and video content creators creating content. And here we go.
You wish to create a great video? This is exactly what you need to do. Firstly, spend hours to write that perfect script. Second, invest in expensive equipment to get that awesome shot. Third, hire a mind-blowing video editor to create magic with your video. Or you could also do this. Invest in InStoried's mind-blowing product, Kathy.ai. Now, this lady is a one-stop shop for video generation and analysis. Yes, she can completely revolutionize the way you imagine and create videos. Now, this awesomeness comes with an incredible set of features. A very easy to use interface for quick and efficient video generation. With a repository of over 70 million plus videos. And that's not all. The cherry on top, you can now add your own videos, voiceovers to personalize your content. At the cusp of generative AI, our incredible team has focused on 3 markets primarily: content creators or influencers, businesses targeting brand awareness and social media, and video editing teams which are deriving insights to optimize their content strategy. The global market for videos is over $400 billion large, with companies like Synthesia having raised over $150 million. Hence, validating the fact that there is huge potential in this space. At the intersection of videos and generative AI, we at InStoried are determined to create a dent in the universe. With SaaS and a very flexible pricing, you can now create your videos in less than $1. Isn't that awesome? I'm happy to share that our hard work has started yielding results already. We've already got 50 plus B2B customers with over 300,000 plus signups, and with an average time spent that is stickiness quotient of 27 minutes. Now, let me tell you that as per Y Combinator, for any SaaS tool that can garner over 12 minutes in stickiness quotient is here to stay. So now that speaks for itself, right? We have already got API calls of over 10,000 plus per minute, and we've raised $5 million already from global investors. And we also have 10 plus channel partners in the US. So with this awesome technology, you can now create your videos at speed, at scale, and at very affordable prices. I'm also delighted to share that we've got some incredible customer feedback so far on our product, hence reassuring and reinforcing the fact that persistence is the biggest talent. Like any other great company, it is the team that essentially decides its future. I'm Charmin, and I'm the founder and CEO at InStoreRead with my co-founder and CTO, Sudhanshu. We've known each other for 20 years now, and we've already sold one company each before this. We started this company in 2019, and we've already moved mountains in the last few years with a collective experience of 25 plus years and having absolutely complementary skill sets. I've worked with Fortune 500 companies in the past, and Sudhanshu has a master's in AI. And with this complementary experience, we are here to absolutely create magic with our tool now. I'm also happy to share that we've already given 12x plus exits to our first 3 investors. If you'd still like to talk to us and want to know more about the product, I'm happy to have a chat with you. Please do reach out to us. Thank you so much.
Okay, do we have questions for Sudhanshu? Mustafa, please go ahead.
Hi, great presentation. My question is that when you work with B2B customers, like how do you like pitch the benefit to them? Do you pitch it to them as like, okay, you're gonna probably reduce your creative team size over the next 1 or 2 years, or like it takes part of the burden off of their shoulders, or just wanted to know what that typically looks like in 6 months or like in 1 year?
Absolutely. So we are basically, when we pitch to our customers, we basically tell them that whatever your team is in-house, this will help them become more productive, on a daily basis. So let's say if they were able to create, giving an example, 3 videos per day, they should be able to create at least 6 now using our tool, because of just how easy the interface is, how vast our repository is, and how many customizations we have offered to our users. Our pitch is usually that we will be able to increase the productivity of their existing team.
Thank you. Govindaraj, please.
Yeah, Shaman, Sudhanshu, one clarification and a question. Your target customer, when you say B2B, I'm assuming these are the agencies which actually build the videos and not necessarily the direct brands. Please do confirm on that. And second question is more on
correct
the risk of the threat that you carry with very focus on video. I mean, you just read about Gen AI and DALL-E 3. So do you think at scale you see that as a threat, or are you seeing there's a pocket of opportunity?
For us, that's obviously a huge opportunity for us, because sure, we incorporate aspects of DALL-E or ChatGPT as a part of our tool, but I would say that they constitute probably around 20 to 25% of our tool. The remaining 75% has uniqueness, which is probably not there in like Gen AI or LLM-based tools, like especially our video analysis. That has nothing to do with generative AI or any sort of large language models. That is just old school computer vision, working its magic.
Thanks a lot, Sudhanshu. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
So I know there are a bunch of questions because this is such an interesting topic, but we'll have to move on to the next presentation, and please use chat section for the questions. But next is Booked, a Hong Kong and Singapore-based startup offering private modular work booths with all the access control and everything. And here we go.
This is Ben.
He's the CEO of a fast-growing tech company in Hong Kong. Last year, he moved his team from a co-working space into his own office. But Ben had problems: lack of meeting space, fitting everyone into the office with all the growth, and managing people who were working from home. He thought about renovating to create some meeting rooms, but was put off by the cost. He was also worried about spending money now when his lease expired in a year. Ben's dilemma reflects common pain points in commercial real estate. First, office decisions can be a nightmare. Companies are forced to anchor their growth assumptions in office leases that can extend over multiple years. Getting it wrong means either too much space or not enough. Second, the rise in work from home has knock-on effects on companies in terms of how they manage their teams and get the most out of their offices. It's also resulted in a need for more flexibility and speed. But what if I told you that you could build flexibility into your office at 70% less than the cost of traditional renovations? What if you could gain access to key data analytics to maximize your office use? And what if this could be done in days rather than months? I'm David, co-founder and CEO of Booked, and that's where we come in. We offer a modular platform comprising hardware and software that enables companies and landlords to easily set up and manage fully automated workspaces in their existing offices or buildings. Here's how it works. Start with a warm shell, or any space will do. Pick your modular furniture that you need. Add our access control, booking technology, and occupancy sensors to automate the space. Finally, you can manage the space with our mission control platform, including data analytics on how each space or desk is being used. And there you have it, a fully automated workspace. Our business model is simple and transparent. One-off charges for hardware and monthly SaaS fees for the software. For certain use cases, we also do revenue share. Now, we launched our first product, our Smart Boost, in May of 2021. Today, we have clients across property, education, finance, and education sectors. Clients such as Tandem, who is turning an empty space in an apartment block in Toronto into an automated co-working amenity for residents, or Hong Kong's Vocational Training Council, which is converting large areas of their libraries into bookable collaboration and meeting spaces using our tech. They use Booked because our solution is proven to either increase revenues or asset values through amenities and monetization opportunities, or reduce costs through automation, rapid deployment, and decreased renovation costs. I'm David. I've grown startups in Europe and Asia. My co-founders, Charles, deep operations background from private equity, and Ken, he was part of the team that developed the contactless card system being used by the Beijing Metro. Between us, we have 3 exits and 6 patents. Now, earlier I talked about my friend Ben. He solved his office problem with our access control and boost systems. In the first month after installation, our data analytics showed his new spaces were 60% utilized. His team loved them, so he bought 2 additional systems. He just moved his team into a new office and moved our systems along with them. We've helped to future-proof his workspace. Office space is becoming a service made to fit business strategies where productivity is synonymous with tech-enabled collaboration. Our vision is a future workplace that is as easy and plug and play as any other outsourced tech stack within a company. We're scaling rapidly and are seeking pilot opportunities with real estate developers, educational institutions, or Fortune 1000 corporates in Asia and North America, as well as potential channel and financing partners. Flexibility in real estate doesn't have to cost the earth. Talk to us to find out how we can work together. Thank you.
Okay, do we have questions for David?
Yeah, quick question here, Shishir.
Please go ahead.
David, the way you've described the offering, this seems to be a problem that an organization would want to solve once when they are, for an organization, an end organization, right? I do understand the value for a WeWork, but when you look for a actual landlord for a commercial space, you would solve this problem probably once. What's your perpetuity revenue model here? How are you willing to, have customers, enterprise customers who are not the WeWorks of the world keep paying for this?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. So from our perspective, our charging model is not only the one-off sales of hardware and kit, but we actually also charge SaaS fees, monthly recurring revenues for both maintenance as well as data analytics access to the platform, as well as for our access control modules. So even if, for example, somebody is not buying new kit, they would continue to pay on a monthly basis for the for this access for our software platform. What we also see, and you raise a really, really good point, is that actually for example, things like our booths, they're actually a bit of a what I call almost like a Trojan horse into an enterprise. What we see often is that, like the example I gave with Ben, they might buy 3 or 4 booths or access control modules, and they like it so much, they end up actually expanding it so that they turn different parts of their offices, for example, into automatic workspace, where they equip their meeting rooms and such. So it's not just sort of, okay, I'm going to buy it once and that's it. What we see is actually expansion opportunities, even if they end up moving or even if they end up staying in the same place.
Thank you, David. There is a question from Amit Parekh. Please go ahead.
Hey, David. Hi. And so good presentation. I think I've seen your books around places. I'm sure you've already explored, but if you can shed some more light on beyond just a purchase, if there's a lease model or even a revenue share model where you actually own the assets and are just getting space from the property owner. Have you gone down there?
That is such an excellent question. Look, we would love to be able to explore a financing model. Obviously, from our perspective, we're trying to be quite careful. We're obviously, not a bank. We don't have, or a financing company. We don't have necessarily huge access to resources. What we've been doing in certain cases where, say, a company wants financing is we'll work with one of our resellers. So, for example, we do work with Rico. In certain cases, they do that. Alternatively, and this is actually one of the partnership models that we're actually looking for, are for people to actually come in where, somebody could actually just rent our kit, say, for 12 months or 24 months. At the end of that, they can buy it or they can give it back and then we can reuse it. So there's definitely a viable model there that is very much on our roadmap, and we'd like to actually explore that further. It's just at the moment, we haven't had necessarily the scale to be able to do that.
Thank you, David. We can take one last question from David Ong, and then next question will have to move on the Zoom chat. David Ong, please.
Sure.
I was on mute. Yeah. Thanks for the presentation. Very interesting. I had the same question around listing. I think you have answered the question. But I guess my question is, are you only targeting enterprise business, or do you also have an ambition to hit the residential market and maybe a little bit niche as well into the data center space as well? Do you have that kind of vision in your roadmap?
We actually already have some data center customers, so definitely. Look, I think residential for us, we do not operate on a B2C model. So, we have a couple of public deployments. For example, I'm actually sitting in one of our booths in Nina Mall here to actually do this thing. I won't show you, but, but that was more in terms of just to explore and get data points. And obviously, that's working with the property developers. So I would say the closest we have is more of a B2B2C. What I would say in terms of residential, we see a huge potential opportunity. I mean, our vision, how, for example, many residential properties might have, a gym downstairs or in the clubhouse. We'd love for a co-working space or an automated type of workspace to be beside that gym. We definitely see use cases there. I mentioned earlier, we're partnering with Tandem, and they're doing exactly that. They've got they're using our kit to set up an automated co-working amenity in one of their office buildings. One of their residential buildings. Would love to expand that. It's a big opportunity indeed.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, David and David.
Thank you so much.
If there are more questions, please use Zoom chat section. Next is Pantape, a Singapore, Malaysia-based AI-powered investment tool for family offices and high net worth individuals. And here we go.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yong. I'm a technical founder of Pantape. And 4 years ago, when we started this company, it's because we believe in AI technology. We believe that one day AI will replace all the investment activities in the world. And when we actually build a product and we go to market, the top 3 questions that we ask by our client is, first, is this AI automate? The answer is yes. And the second question that our client asks is this AI perform better, smart enough? The answer is yes. And the last question, which is the critical question, is this AI customizable for our investment need? And the answer is yes. And that's why our client chooses us to engage with our AI fund manager technology. And how do we actually do that? In this chart, it actually shows the architecture. And in all the data here, all the icon here, the most important one is data, global data. Because data will decide how the AI monitor, how the AI manage, how the AI make decision. So we spent 2 years for the data cleaning, data structure design, data collection process, and all these things, and we feed the data for the AI to make the investment decision. So what the AI performance is, how it looks like. The answer is 31% annualized. And where does 31% come from? This 31% come from this table. And this table have the AI for India, there's an AI for US, there's AI for Japan, there's AI for Germany. Our client can choose where they want to invest, when they want to put their asset, and they can assign our AI fund manager to manage for them. And that is also how our client engages us. So I give an example. Here, we use Japan AI as a showcase. And the reason that why we use Japan AI as showcase is because usually people think that Japan is actually not really performing. But AI actually beat the index quite a lot because AI are very good in looking for opportunity. So I give you an example. Let's say you are a family office and you want to allocate your asset outside of your familiar region. So let's say you are not familiar with Japan market. So instead of looking for a human fund manager, you actually come to us and use our AI fund manager to manage for your investment in the Japan. So that's how we serve our client. And our client avatar is a family office that have invested for many, many years, and they are multi-generation family. And how long time have we actually achieved this traction? We actually go to market at 2023 April, and until now it's 2023 August. And we already have 2 clients and committed for the multiple million US dollar to let the AI to run the investment for them on the region that they are not familiar. And one is multi-generation family office, and another is a high net worth in Australia. And how they engage with us? They engage with us with AI joint venture, AI JV model. In short to say, is actually we form our JV company with the AI and let the AI to manage for their wealth. And also in the last month, Fusion Capital will repurpose a VCC fund for us to offer the personalized AI fund manager to individual high net worth that are not willing to set up a joint venture. They can directly park the fund and manage by Fusion with our AI technology. And meanwhile, we are also raising $5 million US for our Series A through Pentype AI Investment Assets Fund managed by VCorp and this EthAum's cohort. Feel free to reach out to us. We will share with you the Japan AI sample that generated by the system, the PDF format, as a start. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Let's see if we have any questions for Yong from Pentype. Alex, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. Very interesting. Actually, I'm a big fan of these type of projects, the robo-advisors, algo trading. Yeah, so just wanted to understand, first of all, whether it's a robo-advisor or it's a trader, algo trader. So whether the machine is doing the advisory only or it's making some trades. And also which type of, so I understood that there is help with the selection of the portfolio for specific needs or returns, target returns for particular customer, but what other features might be implemented or may be implemented already? So like with working with the data, like analyzing the stock data and or comparing the stocks or something like that, like regressions and other things.
Thank you. So this to answer this question, actually have to explain a little bit on the mechanism, how it works. So compare with other robo-advisor company, for us, we are actually a portfolio management. So, and then invest on the long only equity. So which means that we are actually more like a hedge fund portfolio management. And how it works is from the investment universe, which means the mandate, then the AI task is select individual stock So our client, the portfolio that they have, will select approximately between 30 to 50 stocks, and through the diversify and direct invest into the equity in the secondary market to achieve the beat the market. And how do we do that? The first thing we have to do is actually we have to collect global data. And that's where we spend 2 years, which means that we collect the global data, a lot of data, and then cleaning, process. And after 2 years of the data, then only we start to go into the AI framework. And then the ultimate outcome is actually that the AI can base on the mandate to actually to start invest like a fund manager, not like other existing product is basically they are taking money put into ETF. We are taking money directly put into the individual stock after AI do all the analysis, which means the work is quite big. So that's why when we just start the business, we call ourselves a big data company. But come after the big data stage, now come to the AI stage, we actually classify as a deep tech company, because one more reason is because the whole AI framework we build completely from scratch, which means that we didn't use any existing AI framework out there. We completely built from scratch. And the reason why we're doing that is because investment is a very specialized work. And the system out there, the framework out there is not suitable to build the AI that can consistently outperform the market. So that's why we have to build a framework completely from scratch. So this will give
Long, we should take the next question from Alex Press.
Thank you. Very, very exciting and definitely future of training. Question: how do you select the viable input and separate it from noise? And second question: what is your frequency and granularity on the ongoing basis to update that information, ensure that it's quality, and ensure that it continues to be a productive input rather than noise in the future? How agile are you with this?
Yeah, thank you. Very, very experienced question. In short, to say the noise and the data processing, all these things. So I give the answer very straightforward. The first thing you have to consider liquidity during the AI analysis. So that is still very direct level. And then after that, then your question is actually come to how is it that to do the analysis to avoid all the noise when the data are not complete. And the answer is the AI, why the AI in this company are different with others is because this AI, he need to have one character, which is no matter the data complete or not complete, it have to make the most important thing, investment decision, no matter the data are complete or incomplete. You are forced to make an investment decision compared with cash. If the potential return are better than cash, it should expose a bit. If the potential return are below than cash, it should not expose that much. So that is how we take care of the situation when the data are not complete. The AI will need to make a decision for every individual stock. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Yong. I think there are more questions and we should take them in the Zoom chat section. But next is Soaring Robotics. It's a USA-based startup leveraging robotics, computer vision, and AI to automate the cannabis production. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. My name is Natal Partansky, founder and CEO of Soaring Robotics. Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what Soaring Robotics is currently doing in the automation space and where we're going to. First off, I'd like to address the problem that we're currently tackling, and that is the lack of automation in the cannabis industry. As the cannabis industry moves from cottage to commercial production, there needs to be automation to scale the industry. The first component that we've developed is a robotic arm that comprises of a computer vision system and an operating system that makes us very nimble when it comes to providing solutions to our customers. Next, we've developed a unique hardware solution to infuse pre-rolls called the GECO robot. The GECO uses a calibrated injection system to dose cannabis cigarettes with concentrate or distillate material to improve their THC percentage. By creating an automated process to do this, we can allow manufacturers that buy from us to scale in a cost-effective manner. We build all of these solutions into a unified system that is also tied together with a telemetry backend that goes into a cloud analytics software that we built in-house and we've called it LACA. This is just our initial foray into making a unified solution for our customers in the cannabis industry. Eventually, we look to apply this unified solution into other industries as well. In the cannabis industry, we work with some of the best brands in the business. One of them is Tilray, the biggest company for cannabis in Canada. And we also have customers in every recreational legal state in the United States. So what is our go-to-market for the company? Well, first, we started in e-commerce, in the trading card industry. Then we scaled up into cannabis, and we've been in the cannabis industry for 4 years. The cannabis industry has allowed us to build a sustainable infrastructure on the hardware side and the software side, customer service, and sales. Looking forward, we're planning to scale into other verticals as well. Life sciences is the current focus, and possibly hospitality in the future. In the cannabis industry, we're uniquely positioned as a leader, and we build the devices that other companies can't. Eventually, they try to catch up and create competitive systems. We know the customer very deeply and understands the problems that they face on a visceral level, so we're usually about 18 months ahead of the rest of the curve. This success has been well documented in the media with Forbes, Rolling Stones, and various cannabis-specific publications, exclaiming that we are the market leader when it comes to developing robots for cannabis manufacturers. Currently, the company is about 12 people, with my co-founder Cassio and I starting things a little over 5 years ago. Now we have a management and operational team that is robust and seasoned in various businesses and engineering disciplines. Our team serves as a great foundation for building future products in the industry and scaling out other verticals. Thank you for your time, and reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, we have Nahdal on the call dialing in from Los Angeles. Questions, please.
Nahdal, are you? Sorry, go ahead, Shweta. I think you're raising your hand.
Yeah. Hi, thank you so much for the presentation. I have a quick question. You said today you're focusing on cannabis, but e-com was also a use case that you explored before. Can you just talk to me about what was the use case? What did you explore in e-com?
Sure. We spent about 18 months building a system called the Roca sorter. Okay. It was a device that sorted trading cards, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering cards, these types of trading collectible cards. And then once we got into Y Combinator and then wanted to focus in a much bigger market, we have actually sold that part of the company. And we sold it to a couple of investors, and then they sold it to another company. And then eventually that company got acquired by eBay. And so our technology and the patent that we filed is now owned by eBay, and it's kind of their like back-end inventory system for the trading card piece of their business.
Okay. No, the reason why I asked is because there are a few corporates here in India as well as in Southeast Asia who are looking at applications for sorting within e-com. And I thought this could be an interesting play for you guys in case if that's still an area of interest.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Shweta. I think we can take one last question.
Yeah, Natal, one quick question I had was, you already have all the big names in the places where this is happening. What's your marketing expansion strategy? Are you looking to be a robotic solutions provider, or even getting into managing personalized farms or boutique farms kind of things?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still about 3 or 4 products that are adjacent to us that really just haven't been built yet. The industry, we have, like you mentioned, pretty influential companies and customers already, but there's actually just still a few pieces of the value chain that we just haven't actually addressed yet. And so we're still focusing on the manufacturing side of the cannabis industry. And then we get approached every now and then for actual farms. But from my perspective and the perspective of most of my customers, a lot of them just like aren't really there yet. And I wouldn't say that they're not looking to optimize that part of the value chain right now, because most of the people who are at scale have a well-defined enough solution that they're just looking right now to improve gross margins as competition continues to increase and the markets continue to expand. And so that's really where they're looking to focus more.
Thanks a lot, Natal. Now we'll have to move on to the next presentation, which is Kernel. It's a US-India-based startup offering intuitive financial management tools to SMBs in Southeast Asia.
Hello, I'm Becca, co-founder of Kernel, and we help micro businesses in India to survive the new GST scheme, the new tax requirements. There are few historic trends that converge around India these days. One is the huge generational shift, the number of internet users, which is over the top and second largest in the world, as well as financial inclusion. Since introduction of UPI, the amount of people having bank accounts has skyrocketed. And nowadays, people are ready to receive and pay digitally and start doing business digitally. And on top of that comes India's destiny to become the global superpower. And for that, number one priority is to eliminate the gray economy and invest the tax revenues in infrastructure, education, healthcare, etc. And India has been very consistent in planning and efficient in implementing the tax reform. It all started with demonetization and then covered the top of the pyramid. And starting this year, from 1st of August, every small business has to issue an e-invoice. I mean, everybody who is above 5 crores in annual turnover, e-invoice on every sale that they make. And starting next year, after the elections, it's gonna capture the entire market. So for micro businesses, being digital is no longer an option, because to comply, you need to digitize. So this is a matter of survival for the smaller guys. And the market is just getting figured out. So nobody owns it yet. But again, there are either point solutions for micro businesses or comprehensive accounting software, which they cannot operate. Their outsourced accountants usually do it. Only Zoho provides full suite solution, but it's way too expensive and it's way too sophisticated for the micro guys. So we built a mobile-first solution for micro businesses to help them digitize their entire operations. And we see tax compliance as our foothold in the market, but on top of that, we are providing them with additional features to help to increase the value we deliver to them and increase stickiness. At the end of the day, we're building the embedded finance platform to empower micro businesses to get their hands on easy, short-term loans. After building successful products in Georgia and the Philippines, we expanded to India 18 months back, already have over 70,000 users with over-the-top retention rates, and over 2,000 crores have been already built through Kernel. And we've been distributing the product through partnerships as well as providing loans to our customers through the partners. And we've seen that through the partnerships, our partners have been able to boost their customer satisfaction and engagement, as well as the retention rates. Apart from that, we've been able to help them decrease the acquisition costs through the billing software and then upsell and cross-sell additional financial products, including working capital loans. Of course, we have open APIs and easy to integrate, but we also have white label solution, which helps our partners to take over-the-shelf solution for the billing part rather than develop their own solutions. And we're open for different ways and different business models in terms of the partnership. So if you wanna help us deliver this huge value to micro businesses and help them survive this change, please feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. We have Baker on the call to answer your questions.
Hi, Baker. Govind here. A question on, given the Indian market is highly fragmented with respect to where you can find these micro enterprises, what kind of partner ecosystem are you currently looking to build?
We'll try to put things into perspective because a lot of things are going on in India these days. So one of the next goals for India is to become a $5 trillion
economy. In India, they projected sooner rollback a bit later on. But one of the main issues and challenges that India has is providing access to credit, formal credit to the bottom of the pyramid, right? So basically, we're looking at all kinds of financial institutions that want to formalize the loans. Mostly we're looking at short-term working capital loans. So this is one set of the partners we're looking at. On the other hand, we're looking at everybody who has a merchant app, because basically billing and compliance with the tax is becoming one of the biggest issues that small businesses are facing. And it's really kind of existential threat for them to avoid this part. And I don't know, there are arrangements, as bribes are usually called in India, but it is becoming too expensive for them to be non-digital, right? So we are looking at two sets of partners. Ones who are providing either payments or vendor apps. On the other side, we're looking at non-banking financial institutions, because they are much more efficient usually than the banks themselves. So we are working on.
I think we can take one last question from Amit. Amit, please go ahead.
Yeah, Becca, thanks. Good presentation. So I think that there's a whole wave around e-invoicing and GST VAT compliance. So if you look at Middle East, they also rolled out similar e-invoicing guidelines. There is another one coming up in Malaysia and a lot of countries in Southeast Asia. So is there integration to PayPal and other networks that you've envisioned where you can then take it to other countries beyond India?
Yeah, of course. In India, as I said, so we started off with Georgia. That's where I come from. And from Georgia, we expanded to the Philippines. In Georgia, we connected with the tax system. Philippines doesn't have that yet. We see India where the pain is the biggest and the market opportunity we see as the one of our lifetimes. Hence, we decided to expand to India first. But the way we build the product is we have this core functionality, and on top of that, we have what we call a country engine. So basically, if I give my product team a detailed description, what needs to be done for a launch in a new market, my product team can deliver it within a week. So we can be compliant within a week from technical perspective at no additional cost, basically. So the vision again is to have the best data set for the entire global south and to be a solution for this entire region. We decided to go to India first because the pain here is the biggest. But again, we have users in general, we have users for more than 130 countries, but we have good concentration from countries like Indonesia, Bangladesh. We have few thousand in Pakistan, in Nigeria, and also LATAM. So basically the goal is to build a successful business in India and then replicate that in the rest of the emerging south.
Thanks a lot, Bekha. There are more questions in the chat section. Please have a look at them. Next is Performance X, a UK startup making drug launch process more efficient and streamlined.
Feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present Brand Launch X. We are a team of distinguished global brand launch experts and consultants hailing from the life science industry, armed with extensive experience in product launches. The genesis of our venture lies in a curious observation. While new drug launches are pivotal for these life science companies, a staggering 90% of them end in failure, a challenge often swept under the rug. In response, Conformance was founded in August 2021 to create a launch platform to empower launch leaders. Our research unveiled a scarcity of accessible launch-related data scattered across various sources, leading to a lack of accountability when launches falter.
Hello, my name is Bob Glasser, and I previously ran marketing for Merck here in the US. I've had the great pleasure of working with the team here at Conformance X on an exciting new solution to help pharmaceutical marketers and specifically new product launch teams to be more successful with their launches in today's changing environment. I don't need to tell you that drug launches are highly intricate endeavors involving multiple tasks, teams, and resources. However, over the past 3 years since COVID-19, research from EY, Deloitte, McKinsey, and IQVIA have concluded that some 86 new drug launches underperformed by 42% compared to pre-pandemic benchmarks, costing their companies over $10 billion in lost revenues. The root causes identified include misalignment of teams, inefficiencies in planning, and inadequate resources, all contributing to a lackluster performance in the critical first 6 months. With this in mind, we embarked on a series of workshops to better identify these challenges in real time, culminating in the development of a definitive framework to construct a platform that will allow more successful new drug launches.
After 18 months of dedication and effort, we proudly present Brand LaunchX, the epitome of successful drug launch strategies. Brand LaunchX is an intelligent IT platform that maintains constant vigilance over every facet of the drug launch journey, providing you real-time insights, updates, and alerts. This cutting-edge system is further bolstered by our esteemed panel of brand launch experts. The system is structured into 3 major segments. The very first section is Planner, which is a repository of over 1,500 tasks, enabling customization, template usage, or import of other existing plans. The second segment is Launch Impact Navigator, which is an AI-powered early warning system identifying launch risks and their impact, facilitating the course correction to ensure the on-time and budget launch delivery. The final section is Recommender, which will deliver launch benchmarks based on live data, optimizing new drug launches. Brand LaunchX is a purpose-built for life sciences companies, designed in collaboration with global brand launch experts and tailored for global launch leaders. The system is highly customizable, enabling you to craft your bespoke launch plans. It's very, very scalable. You can host multi-brand, multi-country, multilingual launches. Brand LaunchX is very flexible and can import data from various tools like Excel, Smartsheets, or datasets. And knowing the industry compliances, the system is GDPR and HIPAA compliant, ensuring encryption and anonymization. Brand LaunchX reduces time involved in alignment and visibility by over 70%, enabling business to efficiently strategize their launches. The platform's capacity to optimize collaboration and alignment, aided by audit trails, can reduce unproductive discussions and duplication of efforts by over 50%, enabling conformity and accountability. Brand LaunchX also impacts financial, offering potential savings of up to 25 to 30% in launch value creation. Brand LaunchX provides visibility across the launch journey, aiding decision-making, thus maximizing the potential for positive drug launch performance. Thank you.
Okay, do we have questions for Abhijit and Ankitash?
Yeah, just one question from my side. Who are your current competitors and how would it differentiate vis-a-vis what is there in the market today?
Abhijit, Ankitash?
Hi, Siddharth. Yeah, there are small boutique consultancies across different countries, but the way we have structured our platform is completely different because we have something called a Launch Impact Navigator. And then we are also working on benchmarks, which are currently not available. So to answer your question is real-time competitors are mostly consulting companies like the ones of McKinsey, Accenture, and Deloitte. They are very big in this area because they are the ones who strategize and work with the pharma companies, the launch leaders. We think with the data that we're working on and the data that we have at the back end can really change the way the industry launches drugs in the future.
Thanks a lot, Abhijit. Yeah, Alexander Press, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand, coming from a large life science company, how do you envision your target audience, your user audience? How would you segment it? Who is your strategic target? Who is your user audience? And how do you see the ecosystem of actually using your product?
That's a great question, Alex. And we have been working and talking to a lot of launch leaders. I personally work with Novartis, AstraZeneca, full-time. And this is one challenge that we have seen. Once a launch leaders come into place, there are a lot of different functions that come together. So the way we structured is the planning process. And we could get in at as early as -36. So we have tasks defined at -36 when your drug is at phase 2B and working with the medical affairs team, then going to regulatory market access, while the launch leader kind of decides how the launch is planned across the journey so that we provide a complete visibility of who is doing what at every stage of the journey. Does that answer your question, Alex?
Within the time we have here, yes. So let's move on.
Thanks a lot, Abhijit and Alex. I think we'll have to have more discussion on Zoom chat. But let's move on to the next presentation, which is Geo Alert, which offers instant analysis of any location using satellite and aerial images. And here we go.
Hi there, I'm Georgie, founder and CEO of Geo Alert. We develop AI mapping platform to digitize and automatically map the real-world objects using satellite and aerial imagery. Are we about to map the whole world? No, not true. Actually, companies like Google, Microsoft, Facebook claim to digitize the whole planet, and they do contribute a lot into the open mapping data. AI has the potential to revolutionize the mapping workflows, as it's considered by Google Bard. Okay, Google, sorry, but the point which is missing here is how we're gonna implement this technology into the real business applications. And this is what our product is about. And more important, as the world is not static, it's continuously changing all around us. How to get this information updated for the specific location requested by user. This is how our platform is designed. You can get easily started with web application cloud-based. No need to purchase commercial software, no need to purchase commercial imagery. Everything is connected. And we provide API to power your own applications with AI mapping capabilities. MapFlow is used globally. Here you see the heat map of MapFlow active users for some 3 months during 2023. Let's get more business specific. What kind of applications can be powered by our platform? Technology allows to generate 3D objects from 2D imagery. No LiDAR, no stereo imagery, and it's extremely useful and cheap for telecom companies to design and plan their radio frequency networks when it comes to the large scale. Another one is related to optimizing of imagery costs, detection of construction sites, and updating of the maps more frequently. Another case is related to vegetation management within power line corridors. Our technology allows to extract vegetation areas, predict vegetation heights, and report power line stakeholders about potential vegetation risks within the protected zones. Launched in 2021, MapFlow has more than 1,000 active users monthly. We have 2 large, dozens of small clients, and the growing number of leads across different industries, from digital mapping to urban planning, consultancy, etc. To tell the truth, extraction of information from satellite imagery is decades old. Yet the market was disrupted by AI technology and the availability of affordable Earth observation sensors. And it could be much more fascinating if not only 2% of all downstream applications from space technologies related to Earth observation applications versus 26 upstream. So how are you gonna launch satellites more and more if you don't know about adoption and demand on this data in the real business world? Development of the software as a service cloud-based platform looks like a reliable and long-term strategy here. With my co-founders, we are passionate about maps and data, and we invite you to join us in this fascinating, never boring journey to launch the pilot projects with large enterprises having our successful records in these industries, and develop our product towards the wider range of users to unlock the fascinating opportunities that this market has. Thank you.
Okay, let's see if there are questions for Georgie. Anybody?
Yeah, I'll go. So interesting presentation. Just wanted to see if, in addition to satellite data, you also overlay with other alternate or third-party data. So that can be traffic information, footfall analysis, those kind of things.
Okay, thank you for the question. Actually, we stick to satellite data, and it's a huge domain, you know, and aerial imagery as well. So the sensors, the number of sensors is growing continuously, and there is a really big data which we need to handle with AI. So the mixed technologies, mixing up this data with other sources is the solutions that are supposed to be implemented to the end customers. And this is the task or the solution that end customer can develop with the help of our platform, and we are integrating other sources as well. We are eager to help the end customer to integrate all other sources, but mainly we are focused on the particular domain of satellite and aerial imagery, geospatial imagery, so to call.
Thanks a lot, Georgie. There is one more question from Leong C. Please go ahead.
Yeah, in terms of imagery, what can you do for the agricultural sector?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you do something? Yeah.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
can you do? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, we just started extracting fields, I mean the boundaries of crop fields using satellite imagery, and mostly free for use satellite imagery, free of charge. That is extremely useful for companies who integrate, who develop solutions for agriculture sector. But it's a long story, long journey also to get focused and to get to develop partnerships with these companies. So we are just in the beginning of this journey. Mainly, we are focused on the urban planning domains like this telco, urban planning, land use, land management. Agriculture is another domain, and we need more partners to develop our solutions towards this domain.
Thanks a lot, Georgie. We need to move on to the next presentation now. And if you have more questions, please use Zoom chat. Next is Modular CX, a UK-based startup, empowering e-commerce players to create, manage, and publish 3D online shops. And here we go.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here today. My name is Bilal, and I'm one of the co-founders at Modular CX. I'm also excited to share with you how we seek to transform a world of online shopping. At Modular CX, we are driven to reinvent retail by combining emerging 3D technology and creativity that allows brands to offer a personal and engaging shopping experience. The reason for this limited adoption is due to three core obstacles. First, it's expensive to implement with upfront 3D costs ranging between $20,000 to $200,000. Second, it's difficult to manage with over 70% of brands lacking specialized in-house talents. And third, it's challenging to scale with a 200% jump in operational costs when expanding 3D solutions across products or regions. In summary, the hurdles of high investment requirements, talent scarcity, and scaling complexity have restricted the adoption of 3D until today. And that's where Modular CX comes in. We've created a platform that allows brands to effortlessly adopt next-generation 3D web solutions. With Modular CX, brands can present their products in 3D, transforming their discovery. They can also offer product customization through our real-time 3D configurators. And also, they can offer virtual try-on experiences to boost purchasing confidence. And they can also easily create realistic 3D models for engaging presentations. No longer do the hurdles of cost, expertise, and scale stand in the way. With Modular CX, these benefits are now more accessible than ever. And this scalability is achieved thanks to our proprietary technology, industry-specific features, an integrated platform to streamline deployment, customizable templates for ease of use, and vertically aligned modules. While others offer fragmented point solutions, our end-to-end platform and expertise enable effortless.
You can see a company that incorporated 3D visualization on their website as well as customization. Our total addressable e-commerce market is a staggering $6.4 trillion globally. We're focused on luxury, premium, and specialty retail, a $75 billion segment primed for our 300% annual growth plan. We're targeting a market cap of 120 million within the next 3 years.
And to support our target ambitions, we've adopted a pricing model that is designed to fit every budget and includes an upfront setup cost for initial implementation, ongoing monthly subscriptions for continued platform access. This offers low barriers to start and a flexible ongoing option for companies at any scale. With regards to our competition, while many in our space focus on high-touch custom solutions, we've identified a unique market position, delivering high value through a self-service model. This allows us to serve premium sectors more efficiently.
Led by our visionary CEO, our team brings together award-winning creative talent, AI innovation experts, financial leadership, academic researchers, and e-commerce specialists. Our journey so far has been truly remarkable. Within the last 3 years, we've evolved from core 3D tech development to being in a growth stage backed by more than 14 case studies and many different industry accolades. We're now expanding our strategic partnerships and driving more direct sales, which soared by 316% since last year. I'd like to thank you all for listening to our pitch.
Hi, my name's Steve Dunn and I'm the...
Let's take questions. For Bilal?
I guess I'll go. Yeah, I love the concept. I think this is a great idea. How do you manage the actual, kind of fulfillment of the end product in terms of safety or even just reputation of the product meeting some kind of quality standards?
Hi, Renan. So very interesting question. Could you please elaborate on it? If I understood you correctly, would you like to know, with regards to quality products, if it's realistic enough to the actual product that they are trying to sell online?
Yes. So the actual end product, there could be safety concerns with some of the products or, things like ethical sourcing or just even the fulfillment of the product meeting a quality standard. Is that something that the platform would accommodate or fulfill, have a responsibility for?
So the platform is intended for brands to use it and integrate it on their website. So we are a service provider. You can compare us to an e-commerce platform such as Shopify that provides templates. They provide different web services around their platform, and brands, they promote their products as such.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Bilal. Is there any other question? Okay, let's move on to the next presentation, which is Digital Keys, an Australian startup offering 5G IoT access control solution.
Our pitch.
Hi, my name's Steve Dunn and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Digital Keys. And we sell 5G IoT connected smart locks and the software that controls them. So the physical security industry hasn't really changed much in the last 200 years. We're still using the same technology to control access to our assets and to secure them. And this is metal keys and mechanical locks. And this causes huge amounts of problems to many different industries. For example, it's a $30 billion a year problem in cargo, just in the US alone. So electronic access control systems are not that much better than the old metal key systems. Many of them require a lot of on-site network infrastructure and a lot of on-site equipment. And many of them are also disconnected, so they're unable to capture data and take advantage of analytics. And many of them do not work out of the box either. So our company, Digital Keys, has built a complete end-to-end 5G IoT smart access control solution. Our IoT platform is hosted at AWS, and we have SIM cards inside our smart locks, enabling us to communicate to the products over the network. Here you can see our 5G IoT smart padlock, and we have a SIM card at the bottom of the circuit board here, and then large lithium thionyl chloride batteries, which are able to give us over 2 years battery life. And we have a sleep mode, which is unlike Wi-Fi solutions, which are always on and always listening. So in addition to the smart locks, we have the Digital Keys app, asset management software, APIs, and the IoT platform. So we have a SaaS business model where we charge $3 per unit per month. We have good models on the hardware, and we're looking to bring more security products and IoT devices onto the platform into the future. We've already released a 5G OT smart door lock in 2019 with Vodafone and Huawei, and we manufactured over 1,000 units and sold them to banks, hotels, offices, universities, and then the trade war hit. So for the last 3 years, we've been migrating away from Huawei over to AWS. We're seeing a lot of demand from electricity companies, shipping container companies, logistic companies, and construction sites who are looking to put their our product out on the street where they've never had this opportunity before, because otherwise you need Wi-Fi solutions. But this is more about being able to secure assets and bring the assets online. It's also about management efficiencies as well. So, for example, an electricity technician would not have to pick up metal keys at the start of the day, drive out to meter boxes, and then drive back across town at the end of the day to return the metal keys. Here are some of our low-hanging fruit and the customer segments, and these are our SaaS revenue projections for the next 5 years. So I come from a background in asset management and working in local government, and our CTO, Max, has worked at AWS and EY, and we have Colin, one of our directors, who has over 30 years experience in the telecommunications industry. So we invite you to join us as we unlock the future with 5G OT smart access.
Awesome. Do we have any questions for Steve?
Yeah, one question. Steve, I see that you already connected to one of the parent companies, which is Vodafone. Question of market, is India a market of interest for you?
Yes, absolutely. All markets are of interest to us at the moment, particularly critical infrastructure companies within any particular market or country.
Fine, I'll connect with you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Shweta, I think there's a question from you.
Yeah, so actually my partial question was, is India an interest, a market which is of interest to you? Second, how are these priced?
At the moment, we're selling the smart padlock for $149 US and $3 per unit per month. And the smart door lock is negotiable, but depending on the order size, but approximately $249. And this comes in even when you add in the monthly fees over a year or even over 2 years, it's still 10, 20, 50% cheaper than any Wi-Fi Bluetooth solutions on the market.
Sure. And this also helps me track the asset?
Yes. So we do have inside the TLIT module in the smart locks a GNSS chip, which is like a GPS chip. So you can track, you can wake up the lock anytime and ask its coordinates. So yeah, it can be used for tracking.
Oh, interesting. We should definitely connect. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Thanks a lot, Shweta. Last question from Amit.
Yeah, so Steve, good. I know you mentioned you're looking at large strategic assets for corporates, but from a consumer market where there are shared access things like Airbnb, for example, would that be something that you're looking at?
Sure. I mean, we were motivated to get into this in the first place for the accommodation application, and had, experienced all the nightmares of metal key handovers when we're traveling around the world. I've been to 40 or 50 odd countries. And so, yeah, know the pain point firsthand. So yeah, certainly it can apply to, Airbnb and other accommodations.
Yeah. So real estate agents, showing show flats and all of those.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of demand from real estate agents to adapt the technology to a metal key box to put on the doors, which are popular in the US to hold the metal keys. But of course, it's usually one code, and anyone can, share that one code. Where ours is time sensitive, and we've got unlimited users. So yeah, we're not limited by one particular hardware.
Thanks a lot, Amit and Steve. Last but not least, next is Journey Foods from USA. They are transforming the food and beverage development industry using AI. And this is a slightly different presentation, so please enjoy.
One thing that I remember when first introducing Journey Foods to the fold was truly around focusing beyond sort of consumer insights and driving massive sets of data, but really thinking about more intentionality around the problems that I've been working through in the industry, and that is around nutrition and sustainability. Many companies across the world are trying to meet consumer demands around nutrition and sustainability at the same time that they're faced with supply chain availability, with cost issues, with research and federal and local regulations. And that leads to a lot of challenges in the time it takes to get food products to the market. This can push back food product development by several months into several years to optimize around things like bioavailability and solving for food byproduct waste, among other things. And we focus at Journey Foods on generating improved or alternative or conceptual recipes, but largely using data that includes both the supplier information, and so creating recommendations around supplier, but also creating recommendations about cost. At the end of the day, I believe that many of you want to bring the best products to the market, want to bring the best innovations to your ecosystems, but most decisions are made around costs and availability, and we have to be very honest about that. And at Journey Foods, that's exactly what we do. We focus on giving our customers tools to improve their portfolio of packaged food products when it comes to small or even large nutrition and sustainability enhancements. But really, we give them actionability insights, right? So if you want to decrease, let's say, the sugar, or swap out all artificial ingredients and increase your nutrition score on a packaged food product, we also make sure that we can provide as much cost and supplier data as possible when making that recommendation. I think that's something that has been limited when you think about AI, is like both what is my implication and action. So I would love to hear your feedback around this, maybe even where you thought Journey Foods did before this fall, and where you think AI and actionability in the supply chain can go.
So that was a brief from Rihanna. Unfortunately, she is not able to join the call today. But if you have questions for Rihanna, please use chat section to ask your questions, and I'll make sure that she responds to your questions on email or LinkedIn or some other format. Now, I would request our jury to share their thoughts on one or two startups that stood out for them. May I request David to go ahead and talk about one or two startups that stood out for you, David?
Hello, hi. Yeah, I think the one that stood out for me was the digital keys one. I thought that was a very niche market, and it's just one of those basic things that people don't really think about unless you really know that the pain of how many keys they have to manage, right? And this is also a booming space, at least from the telco side of things, right? With 5G and the coming 6G and all that. And these are just age-old problems that will never go away, and it's just a space that people don't think about from an innovation perspective. So I think that was a very interesting thing that they were doing there.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, David, for your feedback. Appreciate it. Who wants to go next? Govindaraj?
Yeah, thanks, Pankaj. Stood out is pretty strong word. I think everyone is pretty inspiring and exciting. But I would just say, I think, name a couple of them just more from the lens that I was looking at from the area of work that I do as a telco here. 3 companies in particular. I think InStory definitely would love to talk to them a little more about on the brand creative side. Kernel, it's a difficult problem to solve in India, but happy to kind of sit through and see how that scales in India. And last but not the least, Steve's digital keys is pretty close to what we do in IoT in India as well. So these are the three I'm picking up for further conversations. But for the rest, I think it's fantastic to hear. Probably we'll spend some more time to see if there is any conversation that we can have. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate your feedback. Alex, Press, yeah.
Thanks, Patrick. Right on the spot. No, very strong lineup. So thanks for the invite. Very eye-opening. Three that I would call out: the strongest sorting robotics, just because I've spent most of my life in value chain and smart factories. So very comprehensive offering, and I'd like to follow up with Noctel. Boatmate, just because I think that there is a niche. I just need to understand why it's so late and what's really the size of the price in terms of local versus global, and combining those local communities. That I think there was one question around that. And Booked, again, nice combination between physical product and a service offering. Also would like to follow up on that. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Alex. Mustafa?
Thank you. I thought it was a great lineup. And similarly, I'd mention Digital Keys and Booked. I think they were both really good. And having a little bit of exposure in the real estate space, I feel like they're both solving really interesting problems. With the movement of keys, right? That could be pretty hard. And even for like staging or adding, items in a commercial environment, I feel like, yeah, they're both solving really good problems. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Mustafa, for your feedback. Marlene?
Yes, I think for me also Booked, as well as Digital Keys. And then I actually am intrigued by modular CX. I would love to see, more of the creators and the 3D manufacturers have a place to, build out what they're trying to put in the marketplace. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Shweta?
For me, I have a long list, but I will stick to the first three. So Keys, Modular CX, and Geo Alert are the three that stood out for me, purely because I've worked with corporates like DP World, Gojek, Kareem's, and a couple more here in India on similar use cases with other startups. So I would love to, connect with them again. And in fact, I would say these products are slightly a step ahead. What we did for DP World was just tracking and locking, and we would just, cut the lock and throw it off because we couldn't reuse it. So now I think this is a step ahead wherein the products are slightly more evolved. So these three definitely stood out for me.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Shweta. Alex from Intima?
Yeah, I think all of the startups are really strong, so it's very difficult to prioritize, but I would try just according to just personal feeling, like personal interests. So I like, first of all, the robo-advisor, like the Penta AI. That's interesting in terms of fintech and AI in finance and trading. That's my personal interest. Yeah, also interesting was in Storage regarding the video creation tools and the sorting robotics. So for the robotics industry, also interesting and promising, and I think it could be extrapolated to other industries as well. And I also liked, I don't know, it's like we're limited to 3 only, or maybe.
Yeah, you can talk about more. No worries about that. Yeah.
So digital keys, I think, also very interesting. So yeah, I guess some ideas like how it could be also enhanced with other technologies.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Alex. Amit.
Yeah, so well done to all of the founders and Pankaj and team. Great job putting on a very diverse panel of startups, right, which makes it hard to choose from, and we went from like one area to the other. So again, tough to choose from. My list is again based on what spaces I understand and what I am interested in. So really keen to understand more around kernel. Again, I work in the billing, pricing, e-invoicing space. So there is good overlap there. So keen to explore a bit further with them. Similarly with Zero Circle, so my background similar to the founder that spoke is in the credit world. So I came from FICO, understand the credit risk space, and then the overlap with ESG and how do we do lending around sustainable finance is interesting. And then sorting robotics and book, just because they are much more further along than the rest in terms of having product market fit, already in revenue and sales and logos in terms of traction. So yeah, so those would be the 3 or 4. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Amit. Leongsi, what's your feedback?
I mean, for me, I think if I have to choose, they are quite good, all of them. Sorting robotics and GeoAlerts is on top of my list, to be honest, because both of them, I see some synergies with the clients and the industry that I'm working with. Yeah, I see the potential there and everything. But if you ask me to choose 3, I also love digital keys because I see great potential, even though they are not in my industry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the other 2, I can see different ways of using them. The use case for them is quite large. That's why I chose the first 2. They are very strong.
Thanks a lot, Leongsi. I think Akash, you have a feedback.
Yes. So first of all, thanks Pankaj for onboarding such potentially good startups. It was definitely one of the difficult call if you would say that you need to choose just a top 3, right? So I really liked each and every one of them. But if you really want to come across with the top 3, I'll be focusing more on Zero Circle, Instaurit, and Kernel. Definitely a lot of potential I see with respect to our existing portfolio startups, as well as a lot of collaborations can be done. I'm personally involved with the SME and the lending space, so maybe Zero Circle I can fit somewhere over there. Definitely looks good for me. Instaurit definitely are completely into the marketing segment and also different genre altogether. But would love to have a deep dive call to understand more from their end. Kernel, yes, on the insurance side of it, if we talk about on the financial side of it, yes, we have a couple of startups over there, and definitely comes as one of our fit. So would love to have a deep dive with them as well. Pentype, yes, but yeah, so if it's a top 3, then I will just go with the 3. Otherwise, Pentype also is on list. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Akash. Really appreciate it. Did I miss anybody? Any other feedback? Any other mention of startups?
You're asking me?
No, I'm just asking to everybody on the call.
Yeah. I haven't shared yet. I'd be happy to share my my feedback. I agree there were a number of really strong startups. I don't tend to. There's some areas that I just kind of avoid because I've either been burned or I'm skeptical about the space, just purely based on personal experience potentially. But there were 3 that I liked. The first one, I'd say sorting robots, because of their track record, I really like.
Sure.
And I like boring solutions that solve a real problem that are not purely just tech-based. There's some manufacturing, there's integration, they're in the guts of like manufacturing operations, which I like. Sure. And then digital keys, just because everybody understands the pain. Right. I got a digital lock from Samsung, and I couldn't believe it when I couldn't open it remotely. I was like, what do you mean I can't open it remotely? It's a digital lock. What are you talking about? And apparently it was a whole nightmare. Right. Like it could be done, but it was like all these Olympic feats of gymnastics to achieve it. And I was so disappointed. So I feel like that space, there's so many opportunities. I'm curious about the competition in that space, Steve. Sure. Because obviously I would think that, people realize that this is an opportunity. And then the last one that I like, just because I'm passionate about sustainability, is Zero Circle. I'm not sure that space, how viable they are, but I appreciate anybody that's trying to tackle these issues.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Patricia. And this is the end of the event. I think we did not realize, but we have already spent more than 110 minutes with each other. Again, thanks a lot to our jury members for providing their feedback, for asking some really interesting and intriguing questions. Thanks to the startup founders and audience for your time today. Again, special thanks to the startup founders, because it is very difficult to fit in the complete story within 4 minutes and then answer the questions in the next 2 minutes. I think they tried their best, and obviously they will come up with even better pitches in the next few sessions and so on and so forth. We would love to connect with you and explore synergies. We will try to see how we can collaborate on core GTM, on pilot, on investment, mentoring kind of opportunities. So if you like some startup, please feel free to ping on LinkedIn chat. Please feel free to ping on the voting score form, and let's make sure that we are able to connect and have that one-on-one conversation. But again, really appreciate everybody's time today. I'm really glad that we connected for this session, and let's reconnect soon and try to figure out how we can help each other with the mutual growth. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pankaj.
Thanks.
Thank you, Pankaj. And thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. See you soon.